We want to thank you, Abians and Nigerians, for joining us on this today's show. Of course, you know that this is a trending show, Focal Point. We have hosted numerous people on this particular show. And of course, this show at the moment now is the hottest online media show, online TV show in Abia and southeast of Nigeria. And today we have in the studio a businessman, an APC chieftain, and also an aspirant. During this our discussion, we'll dig deep into most of these things and bring you more details. With me today in the studio is Chief Smart Ihuoma. Chief Smart. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
My name remains Emenike Rebu, the anchor of this wonderful discussant show. Mr. Smart,
yes,
you're welcome. It's been a long time.
Yes, thank you.
For the viewers, for me, I know you very well. But for our viewers, would like our viewers to know you more. Can you tell our viewers more about you?
Okay. I am Abian, by name Smart Ihuoma, but I'm popularly called Akoyi.
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 That's code words.
Yes. So because we believe in whatever we acquire them through legitimate means. So we don't believe in people cutting corners. Well, I'm from Omoda Single in Ohun and an aspirant for the Ohun State constituency position.
You're welcome, Chief Smart Ihuoma. You've been around for quite some time. You've been an active politician, and of course, you're a businessman. I know your close association with Dr. Alex Soti since 2015 until date. But for a while, you've been there. What exactly is happening at the moment? Of course, you're not a full APC member. Yeah. What has been happening to you politically this period?
Well, APC has her own challenge, just like every other party, but I believe we'll come out of it strongly. What is important there is that the party is going to present a very formidable and credible person in the forthcoming election, in the person of Dr. Alex Soti. I am very optimistic about it because the APC believes in fielding credibility, not just fielding people to go run elections. They need to win laurels, you know. So I am convinced that that very thing that Abia desires is Dr. Alex Soti to get out of her present doldrum. I've been there since 2007 when Chief Onyema ran. I live in Port Harcourt, you know. I do business in Port Harcourt.
Yes.
So we gave our support, both financially, morally, not because he is from Ohun, but because he presented that picture of what we want, progressive Abians wanted. We all queued behind him. We all know how the whole thing went. Then in 2015, the opportunity came again. We actually shopped for persons. We had a group, the New Abia Congress then, led by late Professor Nwobani. We visited the Abaribe, the Uchoga, what's his name? The man from Ntenga.
Reagan
Fomba, you know. So we went to them to discuss about how to help Abia out of the situation of 270 that hasn't changed. Then we saw that these guys didn't really have what it takes to get Abia out of that. When we visited Dr. Alex Soti, I will never forget that day. That was on the 13th of June, 2014. When we finished having our meeting with him, we came down from his room upstairs, his office upstairs in his campaign office. Professor Nwobani just told us, that is the man. We didn't understand what he meant, you know. So that is the man that will get Abia out of her problem. That was how we chose Dr. Alex Soti. I didn't know him from Adam. And incidentally, they said Abaribe also recommended Dr. Alex Soti that he is qualified. He has all it takes to help rescue.
To do the job.
Yes. So that was how we started. We don't believe in running around. All we wanted is somebody that would do the job. That's why I've been with Alex Soti since 2014. It didn't happen in 2015. In 2019, some persons who posed as though they were contesting election, we know all that they came to play the spoiler game. But this time, We are very serious.
Let me interject here. This spoiler game you've talked about has been something that people have said over and over again, but people have not been able to give us facts around that. Can you come up, what do you really mean by this spoiler game in 2019 you talked about?
Yeah, there were persons who came, presented themselves like they were in the contest. Yeah, but everything showed that in the end.
Everything like what showed?
No, their posture.
Mm-hmm.
Their posture. Even when they left the election proper, went to the tribunals, how far did they pursue their case in the tribunal? Dr. Alex followed it from the tribunal to the appeal and to the Supreme Court. But just at the tribunal, they dropped and went away. And they are regrouping.
Can you give a name?
No, let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. They are regrouping again, but Abians are wiser now.
Okay. But then, I want to ask another very important question that people have been worried, especially about you. They said you've supported Alex Soti in 2015.
Yeah.
You supported him in 2019.
Yeah.
Why is it that you're not tired? What exactly is motivating you about still standing and supporting Dr. Alex Soti?
I am a Christian, a practical one. I mustn't be a pastor to tell you that God called me. I'm actually on a divine mission. There are so many of us in Abia. Those are the people who are still with Alex Soti. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take to rescue Abia from these guys, but I know there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel in the end. We have the right tool to deliver Abia. Dr. Alex Soti is the answer. So we'll continue to go until we get a victory.
Okay, still on the Alex Soti's matter. Of course, you know that your party, the APC, has been having some internal challenges for a while.
Yeah.
And there are opinions would I say opinions on the street? And almost everybody knows that at the moment, it seems as though the structure of High Chief Ikechi is in charge of your party. How would it be possible? And he too is running for governor.
Yeah.
Do you think your principal, Dr. Alex Soti, can wriggle his way out of this cobweb to emerge as the flag bearer of the APC in Abia State?
Well, if you say that the state working committee of the party in the state will conduct the primaries, I will tell you there is no need anybody going there. The primaries will be conducted by the NWC. So they are going to choose a mood that will not be seen to be supporting any of the aspirants.
Okay.
So we believe they know what to do. They will do the needful.
So you are very confident that Dr. Alex Soti will emerge as the flag bearer of APC in Abia State?
I am very, very confident.
Now, do you think that Dr. Alex Soti still has that fellowship of people, of supporters, as Abians in general, after these 2 times he has tried to get clinch that governorship seat of Abia State?
The primaries election will answer this question. I will tell you strongly, not because I'm his supporter. He has a very strong support base in all the wards
in Abia
State. I can beat my chest to tell you that.
Yes, Chief Smart Ihuoma just said he can beat his chest to tell you that Dr. Alex Soti will emerge as the gubernatorial flag bearer for APC, and that he will still also, if he emerges, will also beat his chest to tell you that he will be a strong force in the 2023 election.
Very correct.
Okay, you've been one very strong critic of the present government of Governor Okezie Ikpeazu, PhD, and you have alluded to something now. You said the challenge that was present in 2017 is still there. That's what you say.
Yeah.
Are you saying that Governor Okezie Ikpeazu have not achieved anything in these 7 years he's been as governor of Abia State?
I didn't say so.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe in the dictum of continuous improvement. He has done his bit. Some other person is going to start from where he stops. He has done his bit.
So how would they assess this present government?
Well, infrastructure-wise, I live in Umuahia, from Umuahia. So you can judge for yourself.
Don't judge for us. I'm a journalist here.
Does Umuahia wear the look of a state capital?
Does it wear?
Yes. Does it wear the look of a state capital?
No, it's a question I'm asking. Does it wear?
I'm equally returning that
No,
question.
you can't. I'm a journalist. I'm not asking questions here.
You are domiciled here.
No.
You are domiciled here. I'm from Umuahia.
Mr. Smart, you cannot box me to a corner. You are the one that is responding to questions. Does Umuahia look like a state capital?
No, it doesn't. Let's be true to ourselves. Let's be sincere to ourselves. Each time I drive into my I really feel bad. I've been to a couple of state capitals. Look at the Akwa Ibom, very close, and very recently Ebonyi State.
You know, most people in government now don't like us referring to Ebonyi State.
Why?
And you are still going back to Ebonyi State. I hope it will not cause problems.
Abia, Ebonyi was carved out of Abia, you know. Ebonyi was carved out of Abia. And look at it today, Ebonyi has gone way far ahead of Abia, infrastructure-wise. And
you know, still yet, there are some PDP chieftains today who are seriously referring to Ebonyi, as if they have turned you guys who are in the opposition. Because the opposition in United States have been talking about Ebonyi State, and then now we have some PDP chieftains like Chalubuna who is not talking about Ebonyi State.
Oh yes.
Have they seen the light or something?
At some point, when you support evil, it gets to a point where your conscience begins to disturb you. Yeah, we are all human beings. They are human beings as well. They know they have failed, so they have told themselves the truth. Unfortunately, they've also come out to say that they have failed.
That's what you are saying, not what I'm
saying.
They
have failed,
okay,
and they have come out to say they have failed.
Okay, we are still on the discussion of Governor Kizikba's government. You've talked about Umuahia not looking like a state capital. Are there other issues that you think the government of Ikba's has not done well in?
Brother, whatever thing you do, you don't prioritize the welfare of the people, human beings. Even the Bible says that the workman deserves his wages. So why would somebody work? Somebody had served the state for 30-something years. When the person should be resting and enjoying the fruit of his labor, you are denying him that little. When you hear how much these persons are paid as pension, you marvel. You still do not give it to them. Even if it's 1 naira, if it comes to them when it is supposed to, they plan around it. Workers, you're owing them. People are dying. They don't have, there is no access to quality medical care. You don't have good food to eat. It's just a hopeless life. I have a couple of uncles who are retirees who are even working in the present government. It's just been wailing each time you're being called upon. Your one is also strong because I have my family, I have my need to take care of. But they'll be calling you from home, this, that, they want this, for that. What will you do? You squeeze out the little you have. It's also coming back to cause some pressure on us. So if they were paid, they will bother people less. So if you're running a government that does not care about the well-being of the people, would you say you're running a government? After all, governance is all about human beings.
Okay, still moving forward from that same discussion. On that same discussion, we are still there. But would you say there is nothing you can see that Governor Kuzibas have done well? Just even it's 1 or 2 or 3 or even 10?
I've looked around. I'm a very practical and sincere person. I do go to Aba to shop years back. It hasn't been happening so because of the failed roads there. But I will tell you, I have seen a couple of roads in Aba that he has done. At least he has maintained them. The Ezuku, I used to have my office on that Ezuku road when I worked in Aba. And to tell you that I managed an office, a multinational company, managed their office in Aba. But for 9 months, I didn't spend one night in Aba. I was coming from Port Harcourt because outside the office, everywhere looked like a jungle. The way people, even the traffic there, because of the very dilapidated state of the road, people are struggling, finding way, people going against traffic and all that. It was just a very horrible experience. But I saw that there's Yuku. He has done it. I give him credit. He has done, which other roads? I can't remember exactly. I used the road while I was going to Akwa Ibom. So I saw that. I gave him credit for that. But if you want me to assess him by way of percentage, I would say let me give him 20%.
20% out of 100?
Yes, 20%.
That is a serious failure. You are just
20%. He has done something. So I told you earlier that I believe in improvement, continuous improvement.
But you are aware that anybody that writes an exam and gets 20% has not passed.
Well, at least he got something.
He got something.
He scored some points.
Okay.
He scored some points.
Chief Smart Ihuoma just gave Governor Kizikba's 20% out of 100%, which obviously means that if the governor had stood for an election with that kind of percentage, smart Ihuoma is given to him, the governor would not maybe pass that exam. But then remember, that's the opinion of smart Ihuoma. That is not the opinion of the anchor.
That is what is on ground. That is what is on ground. If
Okay.
you ask 90% of Abians, they will tell you same.
Okay, moving to another issue. Let's now look at smart Ihuoma's aspiration. What exactly do you intend to vie for in 2023?
I am vying to represent the Ohonho people.
That's the Umuahia North State Constituency.
Ohonho State Constituency.
Umuahia North Ohonho State
Constituency
okay.
In the Abia State House of Assembly. It is lawmaking and by extension also supporting the government to discharge her duties.
You didn't look at local government chairman, you didn't look at any other position. Why did you choose to run for House of Assembly to represent your people?
We all know that the law guides governance. You make laws. If you want something to actually be enforced, it has to be backed by law. And where you make such laws is in the House of Assembly. First of all, like I told my supporters or people who were asking questions why I was coming to run. First of all, I told God that if this very mission isn't people-oriented, it shouldn't work. I am going to pursue a legislation that will criminalize non-payment of workers and pensioners in Abia.
Are you sure that the incoming government the governor will sign that
government
bill?
of Dr. Alex Soti, the government of Dr. Alex Soti will sign such bills into law because he's a progressive-minded person. He is paying by the state of Abia workers and pensioners. He's one man I know that has helped a lot of Abians out of his personal purse. So it affords him the opportunity to help Abians more. So that way, the law, it won't actually be made because of him, but because of Abians. And he's going to support it because he has always talked about paying workers and pensioners. It is their right. They have worked for it, pay them. So the incoming government of Dr. Alex Soti will embrace it. Will embrace it.
So we're still on that question. What capacities? Because the House of Assembly demands a vocal person, demands a whole lot of capacities to be able to be effective. Are you sure that you have those essential characteristics and capacities to do justice to representing your people at the other House of Assembly?
Amen. I am a graduate. I earned my qualification. I've had several working experiences. I've worked in the private sector and the public sector. And presently I own a company of my own that I am nurturing. It's called Gerard and Alex Limited. We are coming up. I have what it takes. Experience-wise, capacity. I don't know what it's. There are a few persons, I wouldn't want to mention names, who are in the assembly today that you begin to ask, how did they get there? So when you see such persons, you even get encouraged because you know you are very much qualified, much more qualified than them. So I am eminently qualified. I have the experience. I have what it takes. In terms of being a vocal, I'm a very bold person. I speak the truth no matter to any authority, as long as I am standing on what is right. So I am qualified.
Yes, Smart Ihuoma just said he's fully qualified to run for that position and to represent the people of Umuahia North Ohonho State Constituency in the Abia State House of Assembly. Still discussing on that issue, can you tell your people some things that you intend to prioritize for them when you happen to emerge as the House of Assembly member?
Well, to Ndi Ohonho, I'm sure a whole lot of them are listening. My money. We have a few ecological issues in Ohonho. I am going to use that position to draw the attention of some of the international donor agencies to Ohonho to come and tackle some of these ecological problems. Places like Ofeme, you see the erosion, the problem of erosion around there. It may be difficult for the government to tackle that alone. So I'm going to draw the attention of some intervention organizations, international intervention organizations to come see how they can help in solving that problem. We also have part of our home, there are places you don't get borehole water.
Yes.
Yeah, so I am going to ensure that we'll get a technology, even if we can't find it here, we will look out, get people who will come and make sure that the water is provided for that area of Oho. My concern is the Oho people and Abians at large. The MI Opera, the road he constructed, we will call it the ring road, it has completely collapsed. There hasn't been any maintenance. So I'll get the government to fix it so that people can easily go bring their farm products to the market. It's going to reduce cost of transportation because the tricycle, the taxis, they tell you that the road is so bad and all that. It adds to the cost of fare. So I am going to do that. And another thing, I'm a sportsman. I played ball up to in my university. We went for Nuga games and a sports lover. So I am going to make sports a uniting factor for the youths, get them busy and also get talent hunting. I have some friends who are even scouts in the UK who can help in getting clubs for them in the UK or even here. So they've been engaged. So I'm going to do a whole lot for the Oho people and the Abians.
Okay, Ndi, you have heard what Chief Smart Ihuoma is saying on how it's going to work for you people. Okay, let's move to the concluding part of this discussion. Of course, there will be a delegate election, there will be an election, a primary election to select who would emerge as the party flag bearer for your state constituency. And obviously, you are going to be part of that, primary election. What do you want to tell the primary delegates, people that will be voting on that day, why you are the better person to make sure you do the job for them?
Well, going by the history of my family, the delegates, I'm sure they know me. They know my dad and the family I come from. We are very principled people. So if they really want things to change, I think they should vote for Smart. Let them forget whatever they give them, my other aspirants give to them. Normal, it is the tradition. You give things to the delegates. If you don't give to them, they will tell you that you're not ready. But I am going to speak sense to them, which they already know. If you ask them to choose who will actually represent them effectively, they will tell you it's Smart. So I'll have them speak to their conscience. Do the right thing. If you want to be properly represented in the House of Assembly. I am not saying that they are not well represented now. Like I told you that I believe in the dictum of continuous improvement. I am going to start from where Honorable Kelechi Onuzurike will stop. There is going to be improvement. When I finish and if some other person will come and look at the places I didn't really do so well and improve on them. So that is just it. So the delegates, I encourage you, think about the future of your children and do the right thing. Choose the right candidate, and that right candidate for the Oho State constituency is Smart Ihuoma Akoyi Isingu.
Akoyi Isingu. We want to thank you so much, even though we've not asked Smart the last question we want to ask him, but we want to thank you for being here and watching this program with us today. Smart has talked about a lot of things. He has talked about his political associate, the person of Dr. Alex Soti. He has evaluated the government of Governor Keze Bazu. He has told the Oho people what they intend to achieve at the State House of Assembly. But on a final note, we want to ask him, the 2023 election is by the corner.
Yes.
And of course, a lot of Abians, some are not happy, some are happy with the government. What hope are you giving to Abians that in 2023 things will be better from there? What hope are you giving to Abians? When you
say some are happy, you would say that some are not happy. You can correctly say that majority of Abians are not happy.
It is your judgment. You are free to have a judgment.
And the few who are happy are the ones benefiting from the rot in Abia.
Okay.
Even from the diaspora, people are making donations supporting Dr. Alex Soti to ensure that he takes charge and change the face of Abia.
So what hope are you giving to Abians?
What I'm telling Abians is for them to, on the election day, they should come out and vote for Dr. Alex Soti. Let them not be deceived by whatever the PDP will come to give to them. It is just temporary. When they give you this time, you're going to wait for another 4 years. So choose between having a government that will ensure you have food on your table on a daily basis, and the government that will give you on the eve of the election, and the next 4 years you will be gnashing your teeth in agony.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smart Ihuoma. Thank you, Abians, for listening.
Thank you.
And we deeply appreciate your presence here in our studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abians. We heard from Smart Ihuoma. It's up to you to make up your minds on the statements and the positions he has pushed, and you make, and of course, it's your right to make your opinion and to have your judgment. Thank you, and God bless. Still stay tuned with us. We'll have another show very soon from now. God bless you and have a wonderful day. My name remains Emen Kirebu, the anchor of the show. God bless.